I really love my music, and today I want to show you a favorite track of mine. Oh wait, that's right, copyright law prevents me from doing such things. So I guess I'm just gonna have to play them myself.
Ugh. Cut that.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I want to discuss where the best place to get music for your videos really is. Now, quick history. If you've been around for a bit, you might remember when this kind of music used to come on CDs, and it was a real pain to find high quality production music. It was like this divide of well-produced but expensive commercial tracks and your typical corporate music, which literally just became a meme at some point. At Corporate Incorporated, we make the difference. Then come services like Audio Jungle, which start to get a much higher tier of musicians on board, and the quality of these tracks start to increase. But still, at around $20 to $30 per track, it's great for indie filmmakers and people making paid corporate videos, but not for content creators who need multiple tracks of music for every video they create. And finally, as the need for an abundance of high quality music grows, enter services like Artlist, Epidemic Sound, Musicvine, and the list goes on, who all give you access to an unlimited library of music for a flat fee per year. So which one is the best? Of course, it'll come down to your needs. I know, typical. But let's rattle off a couple of key features of each platform which might help you decide. Starting with Artlist, which is the OG in my mind when it comes to this kind of service, just because they launched an extremely aggressive marketing campaign that has seared them in the minds of many.
It's another Artlist ad. What do we do? We've got 5 seconds. Skip the ad. Sir, there's no skip ad button. See if we can refresh the video. Let's go around the back way. Oh no, it's a banner ad. Take cover.
Sorry about that. What I really love about Artlist is their search features, which is simple but effective for choosing music by mood, video theme, genre, or instrument. And according to Artlist, they have about 12,000 songs as of February last year, adding about 150 a month. That should hopefully be more than enough if you're making regular content here on YouTube. At the time of recording this, Artlist is $1.99 a year for just the music catalog, or $2.99 if you want to have the sound effects as well. People also claim they were unable to cancel their subscription without emailing in, which still looks to be the case from their FAQs. I would sign up with PayPal if you can, just so you can pull the plug easily if you decide not to renew. And lastly, some people also claim the licensing for these tracks was inconsistent, with some usage limitations depending on the track you choose. But for me, I simply couldn't find many mentions of this online, and as of August 17th this year, Artlist claim they have a single transparent license for all the music on the platform. And what's also really cool about this is the license covers the commercial use of tracks as well. So if you are doing paid corporate work for mainly online distribution, $200 a year is a very small price to pay for high quality production music you can literally make money off. But what if you're not making money from your content just yet? $25 can still be a lot every month. I will say, as someone who cares deeply about music, it's a shame to see it become such a commodity these days, so please support artists when you can. But if you don't have the cash to splurge on a paid service, there are a couple of services that are actually free. The first is YouTube Audio Library, which I used to use a lot. It's basically like a community library where artists have uploaded tracks that are free to use on YouTube. Currently there are about 1,500 tracks, which is a far cry from Artlist 12,000 plus, and the quality and search features are so-so. What I like about it though is A, it's free, B, it even has sound effects, and C, best of all, it's managed by YouTube, so ironically you actually have the best chance not to run into any copyright issues. You'd hope. But also keep in mind it can take longer to find a good track using the service, and the best tracks are likely to pop up a lot around YouTube. So if you're looking for something a bit more unique to help differentiate you, I'd recommend one of the other services. So the other service with a free option is Uppbeat, which is actually an offshoot of the company Musicvine. What I like about Uppbeat is they have a free tier, which allows you 10 downloads per month as long as you attribute the artist. Then to become premium, it's $6.99 a month, which gives you access to all 2,000 plus tracks, and as of late last month, sound effects too. I really like Uppbeat's search features here because it feels very creator focused, almost to a fault. Like you wouldn't be using this service if you were creating an indie feature film, but then again, the licensing is only for social media platforms, which is probably why. The many playlists of beats make it really easy to find background music for these YouTube videos like mine. And overall, for the price you pay, it's awesome value. While I love the sound effects categories too, which are also very creator focused, they can be quite limited in some searches at the moment. As I said, this service doesn't cover any commercial use of the tracks except monetization on platforms such as YouTube. So if you're looking for that, it's best to check out Musicvine. Still, I love the great value of this service, and the fact that it's run by Musicvine gives me more confidence in the handling of copyright claims and just generally having the resources to see this platform grow. For full transparency, I've recently partnered with Uppbeat, and if you're keen to find out more, you can use the link in the description, which goes to help out the channel. And thanks, as always, for your support. The last service I want to talk about is probably one of my favorites on the surface, which is Epidemic Sound. Now, things I love about a service. Simple and inexpensive plans for either personal or commercial use, check. They have a free 30-day trial with no strings attached, check. They have the most amount of tracks and sound effects with 35,000 and 90,000 respectively, check. What I really love about this is they even have stems for a lot of the tracks, meaning you can just choose to use the melody if you don't want the vocals, the drums, the bass, and so on. I really like the playlists and categories, which make finding music easy based on the project, but I do prefer the cleaner design of the Artlist interface. Honestly, this service looks so attractive on the surface. My only real red flag was seeing all the negative reviews from composers saying they're ripping them off with their licensing agreement. Which is a big difference between Artlist and Epidemic, is that Epidemic basically requires artists to sign away any future royalties, whereas Artlist allows artists to use their music across multiple platforms, meaning they don't have the exclusive license. This is one of the things that doesn't make much of a difference to the user, except for just how unique the music on the platform is. But on the other hand, composers aren't happy with this arrangement. And maybe don't take advice from the guy seeking free music services, but it is a consideration for sure if, like I said earlier, you want to do more to support artists. All right, so I just want to quickly interrupt myself here because when I originally wrote and filmed this video, the Epidemic Sound TrustPilot was terrible. It was sitting at around 2-point-something stars. There were heaps of really negative reviews, especially from the composers were the main ones that I was focusing on. But since filming and going back to actually take screenshots, it's now sitting at 4 stars. And I felt like I was going pretty crazy, but it seems like Epidemic has maybe sent out a bunch of requests for its customers to review their website. And I'm not saying these aren't legitimate reviews. I really feel like people probably enjoy using the service, but just something to keep, something I wanted to mention just because, again, like when I did this originally, the reason I pointed it out was because the stars were so low and so negative. So yeah. Back to the video. Now, one of the real big differences between Epidemic Sound is that it doesn't let you keep using the music you've downloaded after you leave the service. This is compared to Artlist, which allows you to keep using the music you've downloaded even after you've left the subscription. In my mind, that kind of makes Artlist a bit more of an attractive option because the music you download over the course of your subscription is yours to keep using. Whereas Epidemic literally states future uses of the music you downloaded after your subscription ends will incur copyright claims. Epidemic's pricing is a little bit more competitive than Artlist because they offer a personal plan for $144 a year, which gives you access to the whole catalog for use on social media platforms. It's the same $2.99 a year for commercial use, but unlike Artlist, they also offer monthly plans, which could be useful. However, remember, you better use the track within the month, otherwise you won't be able to use it after the subscription ends. So that's a lot of info, but what's my recommendation? Well, obviously I'm currently using Uppbeat for my work here on YouTube, and I recommend it for the great mix of value for money and high quality production music. You can start using it right now for free, as I mentioned, which makes it really accessible. But if you need something for commercial use or just want access to a bigger library, both Artlist and Epidemic are great services. For the features and value, I would probably lean more towards Epidemic, and they also have a free 30-day trial, which is a great way to see if it works for you. But for the license, I would probably pick Artlist because it allows you to keep using the music after your subscription ends. But honestly, once you sign up, you're probably going to be there for a while anyway, which probably makes this point moot. There are also a few other music services I didn't mention out there, like Envato Elements, which has a massive library of music from Audio Jungle, like I mentioned earlier, Soundstripe, Musicvine, and MusicBed, which to me is the gold standard in terms of production music, but is also a lot more expensive than the competition, with potentially less tracks as well. So there is my overview for music services in late 2021. Give it a like if it helped you out, and let me know which one you're planning to use down below. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one.